Hey guys, I'm Jade Ocean. This is River. Okay, so today I'm going to take you through a flow to help to strengthen your hip region area. So we're going to work on trying to eliminate some of that discomfort you may be feeling in your hip or lower back. This is wonderful if you're pregnant. Also, if you're not pregnant, but if you're pregnant, you have a hormone called relaxin that's released, which I'm sure you know. And what this does is allows us to open up just a little bit more in our bodies so we can deliver our sweet babies down the road. But it also makes us more limber in the joint area. So this can be very uncomfortable. So we need a little bit more stability in this area. So today we'll work on that. We're going to hit the glutes a little bit, the front hip flexors, the hamstrings, just a little bit everywhere. So make sure that you have a thick, sturdy bolster or a pillow of some sort. Have also a thick blanket. We're going to use both at the same time. So make sure you have a thick blanket too. And 2 blocks and water, and make sure you drink your water as needed. Don't wait for me to give you the cue. You know this. Make sure that you stay hydrated the whole time, because especially if you're pregnant, we tend to be more dehydrated often. So take care of yourself, listen to yourself, and stay hydrated. Yeah, and I'll meet you on your mat when you're ready. Begin in a virasana pose. So we're going to sit let's sit up on our bolster. So grab your bolster and then just place it between your legs, and then that way then your knees are on either side of it, so they're going to be out to the side just a little bit here. And then sit up nice and tall. So find a comfortable spot, have your hands on your thighs, sit up nice and tall here, reaching through the crown of the head, just closing your eyes, taking a moment just to engage and soften, engage the breath. Think of lifting through the top of the head, softening the shoulders down, just really relaxing here, but finding that length in each breath. On each inhale, we create the space in between each vertebrae in our spine, between the neck muscles. Make sure that we're lifting up nice and tall. And on the exhale, we're settling, so just absorbing and grounding into this space here. Let your elbows just fall behind you to your sides. Let your face be soft, connecting with your breath. So deep, full breaths in, filling up, drawing that breath to the outer ribs, so we're really pulling out to the sides here. Drawing that breath into the belly. You can bring your hands down to your baby if you're pregnant, so bring your hands right onto your baby and just feel that breath draw right down to that energy in your baby's home. And exhale, let the chest just soften into the body. Keep the shoulders opening to the sides, so not pulling back, not rounding forward. We just want them to create space out to the sides. Let the face soften. And just setting an intention for this practice. It could be whatever works for you, but what I do want you to do is focus on drawing your awareness to this moment right here. So focus on your body, on your movement. Move with intention. Don't just move scatterbrain and have your mind somewhere else. So just notice where it is, catch yourself, and then just draw it to you in this moment on your mat. Noticing how your body's feeling, and also being sure that we remain humble in our movement. So no pressure. This is not the time for pushing ourselves to do something more than we're able to. This is the time to honor our bodies, honor where we are. Just take note of that and not let these distractions, anything, these binds pull us away from this moment. So to grow and better ourselves, so we can go back into the world off the mat and do the very best we can with the best tools that we have. Full breath in and exhale. Let everything go. Distractions, binds. Inhale again. Just letting our hands fall back to our thighs. So right now we're just stretching out the front thighs a little bit. Sitting on the bolster just creates, or the pillow, whatever you have, just creates a little softness so we can settle and feel safe. But we're still strong. We're still using our legs to hold us up. We're still using our core to lift us up nice and tall. Let the top of the shins just energize into the earth. Just finding that grounding. Make sure that you're not pushing your belly forward or punching backwards. breath in. Lift your hands up nice and tall above you. So reaching through the sides, we're lifting up, energizing through the fingertips. Keep the shoulders softening down, so not cranking them down, just reaching. Imagine this energy line just going down from your pelvis all the way up through your body, through your hip bones, all the way up through the outside, the sides of your body. And then exhale, release your hands behind you. So you can either clasp them or you can grab elbow to elbow. I like to just kind of cross them behind me, and we're just going to open the shoulders and the collarbone up. So with this, we tend to push forward. So what we want to do is keep pulling, if you're pregnant, keep pulling your baby in, engaging the abdomen. So really pulling and lifting. Think of this lifting, whether you're pregnant or not pregnant. We want this lifting and opening and letting the ribs soften on the exhale into the body. We want to keep this neutral spine with any movement we make. Exhale, let the shoulders just be heavy. And inhale, feeling the breath flow through your body. Whenever there's doubt, just come back to your breath. Maybe using a little ujjayi, a little restriction in the back of the throat, just to create a little bit more awareness in the moment, just hearing a little sound, maybe building a little heat in the breath. And then on your next exhale, release your hands down to the back of your bolster or pillow, or if you're low down, you can also just place your hands down on the floor. We're just going to inhale to really pull the chest forward, lifting the heart, just really shining the heart up. Not thinking of pushing anything forward, but we're going to just lift the heart up. Open, deep breath in. Think of just engaging your quads. So we're lifting, contracting the quads up. Keep breathing through this moment. Think of squeezing your shoulder blades now behind your back, really pulling those shoulders back and down. Maybe lifting the head up. You can keep the eyes soft or maybe even close them. Just tilting the head back just a little bit, not putting pressure on the cervical. So we're not putting any pressure on your neck or your upper back. We're just opening everything in the front right now. Full breath in and exhale. Let everything out. Come right back up. Keep the breath going. Just noticing that energy pulling through your body, through your upper body. Inhale, let's reach the hands out to the side. Lift them straight up. Full breath in. And exhale, draw your hands right to Anjali, right to heart center. Press through the center of the hands. So we're really pushing into that energy ball, opening the shoulders, opening the elbows out to the side. Keep pressing the thumbs towards the heart. Feel your heartbeat. Lift up through the crown of the head once again, and then drop your chin down, just honoring this moment, this practice to come. A deep breath in, swoop the arms down. Lift them straight up to the sides again, and then exhale, release the hands down to the thighs. One more last deep breath in, and exhale. Okay, so we're going to come up off of our bolster here, and let's just place our bolster over to the side so you can just move it out of the way. Let's grab our blocks and place them in front of us. So we're just going to have our blocks flat at the top of the mat, on the mat, but at the top, shoulder distance apart, so we can use them if we need to come up onto them. Okay, so let's come into our tabletop, our Barmanasana pose. Elbows twisting to face back. We're going to press into the palms, have the fingers nice and wide, right underneath the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. You can curl the toes. Deep breath in. Let's just sway the hips side to side, just opening the hips, lubricating the hip joints. Full breath, swaying back and forth, just moving the hips, just curling back and forth here. Moving with your breath. And then let's begin to create these circles with our sacrum. So we're just going to move and rotate. So lubricating the shoulder joints, just pressing into the mat, lifting up, creating this space. So this feeling of lightness. We're not putting too much pressure on our hands or our knees. You can have your toes curled under. You can also have them pointing back, whatever feels good for you. This is your practice, this is your body, this is your time to make yourself feel strong and also to feel comfortable and relaxed. So find what works for you. Nice full big circles here. And then let's come the opposite direction. So just swing in these big circles. Keep moving with your breath. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. I feel that energy, that prana just drawing in. Keep lifting your baby up if you're pregnant. Keep pulling your baby up into your body, towards your spine. Keep that support. Let's come back to center. So realign yourself, spin your triceps back, pull your shoulders down, find that strength in your spine, the length in your neck. Full breath in and exhale. Let it out. Let's lift. So you can walk your left knee in just a little bit. We're going to lift our right leg straight back. So energizing through the heel here. So really press back. We want our heel to be in line with our glutes. So don't come up too high here. We're going to keep pulling that right hip down so it's even to the mat, to the other hip. Deep breath in here. Keep pulling your shoulders down. Full breaths in, and then bend at the knee. We're going to press the heel up. So let's just do some mini pulses here. So we're going to kick up, squeeze the glute, kick up, squeeze the glute, kick up, squeeze the glute. Two more. Kick up, squeeze the glute, kick up, squeeze the glute, and release everything back down. Good. Sway your hips out side to side. There you go. Let's kick that leg back up. So keeping a 90-degree bend in the knee, we're going to kick the heel back up, and then we're just going to tilt the knee out to the side, drop it down, just creating these big circles with our knee. So we're just going these rotations. You may notice your left hip is just heating up a little bit. We're using a little bit of strength for balance here. So keep rotating, keep going. Nice big circles. Keep pressing into the hands. Keep lifting through the body. Keep lifting baby up, away from the floor. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's do a big circle. Let's draw that right foot to the outside of the right hand. So coming up into a lunge here. Uncurl the back toes. Deep breath in. Walk that foot just out to the side just a little bit. So make sure that your knee and your foot are pointed the same direction. We will have to make sure that we stay safe with our knees. We don't want to cause any problems. So deep breath here. You can bring your blocks closer to you. You can come up onto your blocks. Full breath. Also, what's nice is having your blanket close by so you can bring your blanket under your knee if this feels a little too intense for your knee. So just creating that softness on the knee. Full breath in. Let's sink that left hip down towards the floor. Make sure that your knee is not coming in front of that right heel. Full breath. And exhale, pull the shoulders down. Okay, and let's maybe we can come down to the top of the blocks, our forearms onto the block. Keep breathing. Let's press into our palms and really spread the collarbone here. So keep firming your left glute. Nice and strong with your left glute, opening up that front hip flexor. Keep opening that right knee and foot out to the side, so we want to create space in the right hip. Just keep focusing on your breath. And maybe you sway your shoulders side to side, just move a little bit into the stretch. Keep breathing, keep firming that back glute. One more full breath in, and exhale. Very carefully come back up to your blocks. Take a full breath here, and then we're gonna extend the hips back. Take your blocks with you, and just begin to straighten that right leg. So the knee is gonna come straighter, but keep a soft bend, a micro bend in that knee. We're coming into our Ardha Hanumanasana, so our half split here. So It's really nice to have a blanket because when we put a lot of pressure, a lot of weight onto the knee that's on the floor, it could cause some pain. So we want to make sure that we have enough softness there to create comfort, because this can be a really intense stretch. So again, soft bend in the right knee. Make sure that we have a nice straight spine here. So bring your blocks up to a higher level, maybe coming up to your fingertips. Deep breath in, pull the shoulders down, really pull that right hip back. We're really pulling the hips in towards the body as well. So lifting baby up, think of that midline. We're lifting through the midline. So drawing that breath into the body, that prana, and maybe you begin to flex that right foot. So pulling the toes in towards you. Maybe to challenge yourself, you really pull that pinky toe in towards you. You'll notice a huge stretch in your leg, maybe in your hamstring. Maybe for me, it's in my calf because my legs are so intensely tight. And we're all built very different, so just honor your body, notice the stretch. And when we're pregnant, we don't want to push ourselves too much. We already have a lot of hormones going through the body to create this looseness in our ligaments and our joints, so we want to make sure we don't push it too far. What we're working on when we're pregnant is strengthening more to support the looseness, so not pushing necessarily this opening as much as we're pushing the strength in our body to support it. Keep pulling that foot up towards you, really pressing that heel down towards the floor. Keep breathing. Maybe you could walk your blocks forward just a little bit more. Keep a soft bend in that knee. Make sure that your quad and your shin are pointed up towards the sky. Maybe your toes are pointing up too. Bend the knee a little bit more. Find what feels good for you. We just want to keep our alignment, so keep pulling that right hip back. Full breath in, and then exhale. Let's rebend the knee. Let's very carefully walk our blocks right back to the front here. I'm just going to place them down. Again, full inhale, and then exhale. Very carefully walk that right knee back. Okay, let's sway it out. So let's just create little tiny circles with our hip, our sacrum. So full breath, keep the breath flowing. Don't forget about drawing your awareness to your body sensations in these moments. These are moments that we value. We'll never have them again. Everything is ever changing in life. The only thing that's not changing, that we have full control over, is our soul and what we do with our awareness in this moment. And let's switch it. Let's go the opposite direction. Keep breathing. Okay, so now we're going to switch sides. So pressing into the palms, make sure your palms are right underneath your shoulders. Full breath in. Be sure that you're not on your blocks like in the beginning. Right now we want to stay on the floor. Spread the fingers, press evenly into the palms. Let's extend that left leg straight back. You can have the right knee come in just a little bit, really energizing back through that heel. Keep really firming that left glute and pulling that hip down, spinning from the inner thigh up. So we want to keep the back of the leg pointed up. Full breath in. Remember, creating lightness here, lifting your baby up. Space in the neck, space in the mind. Full breath. And then exhale. Good. Another breath. And then let's bend 90 degrees. Yes, we're going to bend at the knee. Full breath in here. And then let's press. We're going to pulse. Up, squeeze the glute. Up, squeeze the glutes. We're pressing our heel on the bottom of our foot up towards the sky. Keep going. Up, press the glute. Up, press the glute. Really firming and working our glute muscle. So keep spinning back with the inner thigh. Keep going. Let's do 2 more. 2, press. And 1, press. And release it down. Let's shake the hips out side to side again. Realign yourself. Refine that energy. Reconnect with your breath. Oh yeah, those can be really hard. Okay, so let's do this again. Full breath in. We're going to keep a 90-degree bend in this knee. Press that heel straight up. Extend your knee out to the side. Very good. Lower and then kick it back up. So we're just creating these circles again. Kick it back. Come down to the floor. Kick it back. Keep rotating. Big circles with your knee. Keep pulling that right hip in. Don't let yourself buckle out to the side. Keep moving with your breath. Nice and strong. Good. Keep going. Let's do 2 more. Rotate and kick it up. Full breath, and then let's just pull that foot all the way forward. So you can walk up onto your blocks now. Pull your blocks forward. Make sure that knee is either over or behind the heel. Let's heel toe our foot out to the left side just a little bit further. Make sure your knee follows. So you want your knee to go the same direction as your feet and vice versa. Full breath in here, just connecting. You can uncurl the back toes and exhale. Just connecting with the breath here. Maybe we come down to our forearms on our blocks. And then squeezing that right glute. And pulling that hip down towards the floor. Make sure your knee doesn't buckle in. We want to keep the knee out. So creating space in this inner thigh and this hip, really opening the hip socket up. Keep that right glute nice and strong here. And of course, you don't have to come down to your forearms. You can stay up higher if you'd like. Let's take one more deep breath here in our lizard pose, swaying side to side. And then when you're ready, let's come right back up to our hands. Full breath in. And let's bring our blocks with us as we begin to straighten that left leg, pulling that hip right straight back. So we want our hip to be over the right knee. Straightening this left leg, creating a soft bend, a micro bend in the knee. Walking those blocks up just high enough. Maybe you come up to your fingertips again or your knuckles. Being sure you can pull the shoulders down. We're not hunching here. We want to try to very carefully just open, really tipping from the hip here, tilting over top of this inner thigh, pulling that hip in again, pulling the hips in towards the midline. I'm active stretching here, so I'm really pressing my heel into the floor to engage my hamstrings. Full breath in. And maybe we pull the toes up towards us. Try drawing that pinky toe in towards you and just keep the breath flowing. Focus on your breath, noticing again the sensations building up in your leg and your hamstring. Maybe you draw your attention down to your baby. You guys are doing this together, working so hard. Keep your breath going, letting baby know everything is okay. Mom's getting nice and strong for delivery, for the future, to make it through this pregnancy. And ease, with strength, mental strength, physical strength. Keep breathing. Maybe you can walk your blocks a little bit more towards the front if you feel that maybe going into a little bit more of a forward fold feels good for you. Just subtle, soft stretching. We're not going too intense, remember. We don't want to push our bodies. Working on strength. Keep pulling that left hip back. Keep lifting through the midline, lifting through the bottom, lifting up through the center of the body. Full breath in. And then exhale, let's release the knee back to bending. Bring our blocks back to the front of the mat. Very good. Make sure they're even. Let's pull that left knee back to meet the right knee and let's just circulate. You can do any organic movement that feels appropriate for you right now. So just moving, noticing your body. Maybe your hamstrings feel a little bit more open right now. Maybe you notice just a little bit more energy. Move your neck around, your head, go any direction you want. Just being sure we're not dumping into our joints. We're creating that space, that flow. Maybe you're rocking your baby, moving side to side. Okay, and then let's bring our blocks in. We're gonna place our hands on our blocks and use our blocks if you have strong blocks and a nice sticky mat. If not, then go ahead and skip the blocks. And pressing into the blocks if you choose your blocks. Curl your toes under. Make sure your feet are a little bit wider than hip distance if you're pregnant, pressing into the hands, lifting up through the arms, all the way through the side of the body, the side hip, creating this nice energy line from wrist all the way up through the side body. Bending the knees a little bit, just feeling and moving into your body. So just opening up the hamstrings again. We did a little work with them. So pedaling it out. Let's bend the right knee and then drop that left heel down towards the floor, keeping still a little micro bend here. Press into the hands, really lifting up. Spin those triceps back and then pull the shoulders out to the sides just to create that space. We're still letting the shoulders come up away from the ears. Keep breathing. And exhale. Let's rebend that left knee. And then let's begin to let that right heel lower to the floor. Same thing, pressing into the palms, lifting up through the side body. Still keeping a micro bend in that right knee. Make sure that we're not buckling out or locking out the knees. Never in a pose do we want to just lock out our knees. Full breath. Asana is about using strength and also creating length. So we want to make sure that we never just push ourselves too far in one direction. We use both simultaneously to create the best balance that we can. Let's rebend the right knee. Let's lower the knees both down to your blanket if you still have your blanket below you, which is kind of nice. You can extend your knees out to the side just a little bit and then just walk our forearms onto the floor. You can extend your hands out in front of you. I like to use my forearms when I'm pregnant here because it creates just a little bit more space. Let your hips sink back towards your heels. Full breath in. Let your forehead just come to the floor. Just re-grounding with the earth. Inhale into the back of the ribs, the back of the heart. Letting everything go. Keep lifting baby up. Let the legs be soft here, so give them a rest. Some water if you like to grab a little sip of water. Just taking a break. And then when you're ready, let's come right back to down dog. So I'll meet you in your Adho Mukha. So pressing the hips straight up and back. Spin those triceps, create the space in the spine. We're gonna lift our right heel straight up. So pressing into the floor to your blocks and then bend at the knee really open and point that toe. Think of pointing that toe towards the front corner of your mat. We're really lifting the knee, opening up our front thigh. Full breath in here. And then exhale, let's shift forward. We're gonna bring the knee to the outside to place our right foot on the outside of the right hand. Lower the knee down, uncurl the toes. Full breath in here. And then exhale, let it go. Again, full deep breath in here. And exhale, let it go. Okay, let's walk our right hand up onto our front right thigh. We're gonna press it up, coming into our low lunge or kapyasana. Keep firming that left glute, pulling that left hip forward. We're pulling the right hip back. Make sure knee and toes facing the same direction. If you need to move your block up and you want to bring your foot in just a little bit to heel toe it in, you can do that as well. It's nice to have space so the foot's open to the side just a little when you're pregnant, just so we always maintain that space for our baby and that balance for us. So keep thinking of pulling the legs in towards each other. Full breath in here. Let's extend the hands out to the side, lift them straight up. Deep breath, pressing that hip down. And pressing into the front heel. Let's pull that left heel up towards us. So make sure that your blanket is underneath your knee. Pull that left hip up. We're going to begin to twist open towards the left side. Extend the right hand straight in front of you. Left hand's coming back. And then reach back for that foot if you can. So we're pressing the hand into the foot into the hand. Full breath in. Pull the shoulder back. Press the shoulder blades into the back. Keep squeezing this left glute. And then we're going to lift our right hand, flipping our palm back, lifting straight up, maybe reaching back. Full breath in. Keep pulling the tailbone down towards the floor. Notice that energy building up in that front quad here, this front left quad. Keep pressing into the hand. And then exhale, release the hand, the back hand. Release the right hand down, the foot down, and circle all the way down. Hands are coming right back to the block. Curl the back toes, lift it up, press that right foot straight back. We're gonna press right back to our Adho Mukha. So deep breath in and exhale. Very good. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So you can walk your right foot in just a little bit. Let's lift the left heel up. Keep pressing into your blocks. So lift the heel, bend at the knee, point that toe towards the right corner of the mat, really lifting the knee up, pressing into those right toes. We want to lift the heel up on the right toes. We want to lift the heel up on the right foot. And then exhale, let's shift forward, bring the knee to the outside of the left body to place the left foot on the outside of the left hand or block. Lower the right knees down, uncurl the toes, coming into our low lunge. Full breath in. Good, just settle. A lot of energy building up. And then let's walk our left hand up to our left thigh, press ourselves up, coming into our Kapyasana, our low lunge. So again, firming that right glute, pressing it into the body, sacrum's pressing into the body, nice and strong from the front heel. Remember, knee and toes pointed same direction, standing up nice and tall here. Full breath in. Inhale, let's bring the hands out to the side, straight up overhead. Full breath creates this length, and then exhale. Let's bend the right knee up. We're going to twist open towards the right side here. So left hand's forward, right hand's back, and we're just going to reach back for that right foot. So you can grab the outside of the foot. So you can grab the outside of the foot. So you can grab the outside of the foot and just have your hand low towards the ankle. So pressing your foot right into your hand. Full breath and keep pressing from that front heel. This is a lot of balance as well. Flip the front palm and then start to reach back with that front palm. So don't think of just dipping here. We want to lift up. So keep pulling that right glute into the body. Lift the heart open and shine it up towards the top here, towards the right side, and then up towards the sky. All right, let's release the foot, the hands, circle the hands all the way back down to the blocks. Take a breath here. Curl the back toes to lift the knee. Press that left foot straight back to our Adho Mukha. Full breath in. And then exhale. Let's walk around your, be really careful. We're going to walk forward around your blanket. Right into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull the heart forward. Pull the shoulders down. Exhale, fold forward. Press from the heels, and let's just roll all the way up nice and slow into our ragdoll. Open the arms up, reach up to the sides, reach up towards the sky. Inhale, hands are right back to Anjali. Shake the hips side to side. Maybe you bring your hands right to your baby. Just rock your baby, let your baby know we made it to standing and everything's okay. All right. Inhale, hands are going to come out to the side, straight up. And exhale, right back down to Anjali hands. Bow your head, firm your sacrum into your body. Press evenly through the feet, just lifting up through the arches. So really engaging your quads, lifting your kneecaps up, really strong through your legs. A full breath in here. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, extend the hands straight up. We're going to swan dive the hands out to the side, tipping from the hips all the way down to our Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift up. Full breath in. Exhale, press into the blocks. Let's step back right over top of your blanket. Make sure you don't land on your blanket. Left followed by right. Full breath in here. Lower the knees down onto the blanket. Maybe you pull your heart forward. You drop down maybe into a little modified chaturanga. Elbows go straight back. Keep the baby lifting up into your body, pressing straight up and back. Press into your blocks, lifting your hips up back into your Adho Mukha. Full breath in here. And exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. Recentering the mind. Building the strength. Maybe you'll You pedal your feet out a little bit. All right, let's bring our right foot. We're gonna lift our heel up, bends at the knee, point. So we're coming into our scorpion dog here. Point those toes, open the knees, really lifting up, creating space here between you and your mat. And then shift forward, bring your right foot to the outside of your right block. Press into your blocks. Full breath in. Let's pivot the left heel down. You can move your blanket in if you need to. So pivot the back heel down. And we're going to spin all the way open. If you need to, you can lift your right block and then heel toe that foot in just a little bit if you need to. We're going to spin open into our Vira 2. So arms are going to reach out away from us. My chest is facing forward. Shoulders are opening to the left side here. My right hip is open towards the front of my mat, facing my knee. My knee is facing the front of the mat, my knee and my toes. I'm really energizing back through this left leg, lifting up through the body, reaching through the hands, creating the space in the neck, maybe turning my head to look over, gazing over that middle finger. Full breath in here, just feeling, pulling the mat in towards each other, feeling the legs energize, and really sealing down the outer edge of my back foot. Full breath, and exhale. Inhale, straighten that front leg as we reach straight up. Breathe in, and then exhale, re-bend that front knee into our Vira 2. Arms extend back out. Again, straighten that front leg, reach up, and then exhale. Keep energizing through that back leg. Straighten the front knee, reach up, and then extend it back out. One more time, reaching up. Extend it back out. Very good. Let's straighten that front knee. We're going to tip from this hip bone. We're going to tip forward here. Keep energizing, sealing that back foot down. We're just going to reach forward. Maybe you grab your block, lift it up, place on the outside of that shin, that right shin, and then twist open, lifting your left hand up towards the sky into Trikonasana. So pulling that right hip back. I want to create the space in our torso here. So really noticing the energy and also to that stretch. So I feel more of a stretch in my inner thigh here. Remember, we want to keep a softness in that knee. Full deep breath in. Maybe you gaze up to look at your fingers, your left finger's up. Stay for the exhale. Rebend that knee, circle right back up into your Vira 2. And then let's swoosh that left hand down, lifting the back heel up. We're coming into our crescent pose. Full breath in here. Keep pulling your tailbone down towards your body. Really pressing, sinking into that right leg. Sinking into that right leg. Feel free to step forward just a little bit if you feel like you're a little bit too wide. And keep pressing that right thigh straight back. You can stand up a little bit higher. And then let's circle the arms out to the side. Grab your block, place it right back in line so that when you can come all the way down, heel toe your right foot out if you brought it in. Place your hands on the blocks. Press the right foot back. Let's come right back into our Adho Mukha, so our down dog. Full breath in, and exhale, let it go. Let's now lift our left heel up. So we're going to lift the left heel up, bends at the knee, point the toes towards the right corner of the mat, really opening up that front hip flexor, that quad. Shift forward. Again, place that left foot to the outside of the left block. If you want to, you can bring the block up, heel toe the foot in, or you could stay wider for balance here. We're going to spin the back heel down, circle the arms right open to the right side. So opening the knee, really firming your thighs, opening the knee and the foot so they're facing forward on the mat, sealing the outer edge of that back foot, really energizing out that back, spinning that left glute underneath, reaching through the arms, lifting on an inhale the body up off your pelvis, and then exhale, let the shoulders just fall down. Maybe you gaze forward. Full breath in, just settling into yourself. So really think of pulling the mat in towards each other. So you're just really pulling the legs, energizing the legs, strengthening the legs. Full breath in. Let's straighten that front knee. Lift the arms up. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink it back into your Vira 2. Inhale, stand it up. And then exhale. And noticing the breath. Inhale, stand it up. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, stand it up. And then exhale, sink it down. Really good. Let's straighten that front knee again. Let's begin to tip forward from the pelvis, and then we're going to grab our block again and place it on the outside. Do the same as you did before. And then press that left hip back. Keep sealing through the outer edge of the right foot. And press into the block. Very gently begin to open up to the right side. Maybe you lift your hand up towards the sky. Deep breath in. Feeling that opening. Maybe you gaze up towards your fingers. Keep a soft bend. Keep pressing from that front big toe. And pushing that left hip back. And the next inhale, let's rebend that front knee very carefully, coming right back to our Vira 2. And then swoosh that right hand under to lift that back heel up, coming into our crescent pose. And then again, if you'd like to, you can walk that back foot up just a touch here. Keep firming that right glute, pulling that right hip forward, that left hip back. Firming that front thigh, reaching through the side body, keep pulling the tailbone down. So we want to lift baby up, lifting from the ground, from the bottom up, and then pulling baby into the back. So lifting baby into your body. And then let's exhale, swan dive forward, grab your block, place your block right back on the mat. Heel toe that left foot out if you need to. Press the left foot straight back as you press into your blocks, right back into Adho Mukha. Full breath in, lower the knees down, all the way down onto your, lower the knees down onto your blanket, shift forward, elbows go back for a little baby chaturanga. Maybe you pull your heart forward. Full breath in here. Maybe straighten the arms all the way for a nice little Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Don't go too deep. If you need to, you can lift the hips up a little bit higher. We don't want to put too much stretching on the torso. And then exhale, sink the hips back. Curl the toes, lift the hips right up to our Adho Mukha. Full breath in here. And exhale. Settling with the breath for a moment. Let's lower the left knee down, extend the toes out to the left side. We're going to lower the right heel down to the floor, opening up to the right side, so pressing into the left hand. Make sure that your hand is underneath your shoulder. Maybe it's up on your block. Full breath in. Come up off your heel, point your toes out, your right toes out to the side. So I'm really engaging my right leg, really lifting, squeezing the right glute. And then I'm just going to reach up overhead with my right hand. Full breath in. Maybe you begin to bend that left elbow in towards the left leg, coming in for a deep stretch on your left torso. You may feel it on your left hip. Inhale, reach the hand right back up, pressing straight into that left hand, and then circulate to come all the way back down. Pull the left toes in. Push the left foot back out to come into your Adho Mukha. Full breath in. Lower the right knee. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lower the right knee down. We're going to extend the feet out to the side. Lower the right heel down. Press into the right hand, opening the left hand straight up. Full breath in. Let's bring that left heel up. Point those left toes. Really engage that left leg. And then just begin to reach up overhead. So biceps by my ear with my left hand. Maybe I begin to bend my right elbow in, really energizing, pressing my sacrum into my body, really pressing that right femur into my hip socket, and then just reaching up overhead. Keep the breath going, stretching out the side body just a little bit, the side hip. Inhale brings you back up, straighten the right arm if you bent it. And then we're just gonna bring the heel back to the floor, circle the left hand down, bring the left knee in, press the hips up and back, right back to addo. Take a deep breath here. And then exhale, let's walk forward, bending the knees very carefully. Maybe one step, maybe you float, if you can float, right back to our Uttanasana. Deep breath in, forward fold, bending the knees, creating space for your baby. Inhale, halfway lift up. Maybe you lightly press into your shins, maybe use your blocks. Exhale, forward fold. And then press into the heels. We're going to stand all the way up into our Utkatasana. So knees are bent, shins are pressing back. Really lifting through the bottom for your baby. So lifting your baby up into your body. Maybe your hands are coming more forward. We want to have those ribs softening into our body, pressing through the heels. Keep reaching. Let's draw our hands right to Anjali, right to heart center. Sinking down maybe a little bit lower, really feeling those legs working. Full breath in, keep pressing into the hands. I know you can do it. You guys are on this journey together, you and your baby. Full breath in, makes you a little bit stronger. Sink those hands in front of you all the way up. Keep sitting. And then exhale, stand all the way up. Bring your hands right back to heart center. Drop your chin, honor the feeling, feel your heart. Maybe your heartbeat is going crazy right now. Full breath in. And exhale. Okay, let's make sure that our blocks are not in our way. So maybe move your blocks forward just a little bit. Let's bring our feet, so heel toe your feet in, maybe about hip distance apart. Make sure that your little blanket's not too close to you here. We're gonna take a full breath in, shift our weight to our left foot, and then kick our right heel back as we begin to tilt forward. So we're kicking back into that right heel. Now, don't worry about lifting up so high. You can come to here. We're just kind of teeter-tottering forward here. So pulling that left hip in, keep your hands at heart center, so right in Anjali. Keep spreading your collarbone, keep engaging, and then we're just tipping forward here. Maybe you grab your blocks and place your blocks up a little bit higher. You can release your hands onto your blocks here. Keep pulling that right hip down, lifting from the inner thigh of that right leg. Just straight back maybe, keeping a soft bend in your left knee. Just a little forward fold here. Keep the breath going. Full breath in, coming straight back up. Keep that right knee hovering. So we want to keep that right foot hovering up. Let's bend at the knee. Pull that right heel into your glute. Reach back with your right hand. And then let's grab the ankle. Let's press, really pressing our foot into our hand. Inhale, reaching forward with the left hand. Find your balance. Keep pulling the hips in towards the midline. Find your foundation as that left foot. So really pressing into that left foot. Keep reaching up. Maybe you press overhead. Full breath in. Keep pressing the sacrum into the body. So we're not coming into the back bend here. We're just really pressing and opening the quad up. So you should feel it more in your quad here. And then let's release that right foot, release the left hand down, shake it out, grab your baby, maybe flow side to side, just rocking your baby. Let your baby know it's all okay, everything's gonna be fine. Okay, let's press into the right foot. We're gonna do the same thing. Open the arms out to the side, bring your hands right to Anjali, and make sure that your foot is nice and balanced on the floor. And then we're gonna begin to lift that left foot, keep pulling the right hip in towards the midline, and then we're just going to extend back, tilting forward. Full breath in here and come down as far as works for you. So you don't need to really press that heel up. Just do what works for you. Keep pulling that left hip down towards the floor. Maybe you release your hands onto your block very gently. We're not dumping into the blocks. Full breath in. Remember, keep pulling, lifting from the inner thigh, pressing into that right foot evenly. Keeping a soft bend in that right knee. Keep pulling the shoulders down, creating space in your upper body. And maybe extend that heel back just a little bit further. Don't worry about the lifting up, just extending back, energizing from the heel. And then very carefully bend that right knee, very slowly come up. Maybe you tap your left foot to the floor. Maybe you float that foot up all the way to standing. Full breath in here. Let's bend at the knee so the heel comes all the way up towards the glute. We're going to reach back with the left hand to place our hand around our ankle. Reach that right hand forward. Keep pressing the left foot into the left hand. Maybe we reach up, keep pressing the sacrum into the body, pulling the tailbone down, reaching evenly. Side bodies lifting up on the right side. We're still creating space on the left side as well. We're not just dumping. We're going to keep a nice, straight, neutral spine here. Just opening that quad. Keep breathing through this. Stand nice and strong in that right leg. This is your foundation. This is your strength here. And then inhale, let's release everything back down. Shake it out. Bring your hands right back to your baby. Maybe sway side to side. If you're pregnant, if you're not, then just moving side to side feels good anyway. Just rocking it out, finding that softness, that lightness after all this energy just built up in our body. Okay. A deep inhale. Bring the arms out to the side. And then exhale. Let's swan dive forward again. Bring your blocks right back flat. Full breath in. And then exhale. Let's step back again, avoiding your blanket. Right back to our Adho Mukha. Full breath in here. And exhale. Keep that breath flowing, that prana flowing. Just checking in with your body, noticing how you're feeling, how your mind is working right now. Are you able to let those distractions drift by? Are you getting caught up in the moment, in the binds? Are you able to just relax and create this space in the mind as well as the body, which is a lot of strength, mental strength. Okay, so let's lower our knees onto our blanket, and we're going to grab our bolster and place our bolster right in front of us. Let's walk our hands up here and then place your forearms on your blocks. And we're going to release our hips all the way down to the bolster. So if you need to, you can walk the bolster back a little bit further in the blanket because we want the bolster to be right under our thighs. So really, really open so that way then you have space here for your belly. So again, adjusting yourself and bringing your forearms onto the blocks. You're going to open your right knee to the right side and then open your left knee to the left side. So really opening up here. Full breath in and exhale. Sink those hips back just a little bit further. Let the head just soften. Coming in for a modified frog pose here. So what we want is we want to make sure that we have space for our baby here. When our knees are open nice and wide, but also too, they're falling onto the bolster, the sides of the bolster. So my bolster is long ways, right? So it's going from thigh to thigh, and I'm just straddling over top of my bolster. If you'd like, you can open your feet out to the side just a little bit more here. Keep the toes flexed, the ankle flexed towards you. Just keep breathing. Sink the hips back just a little bit further. And just breathe. Coming right back to your breath for that strength to settle. Let's take 5 more deep breaths here. of firming those quads in just a little bit. We're still engaging the quads. One more full breath in. And exhale everything out. Okay. So let's bring your feet back in. Very carefully come up off of your blocks. And then release your knees up onto the bolster and then back onto your blanket. We have a little hurdle to get over here. Okay, so you can keep your bolster here. Actually, I'm going to have you come into an Adho Mukha. So press into your blocks, lift your hips straight up and back. Make sure your blanket's not in the way, so come on the sides of your blanket. Just make your adjustments. Full breath in here. Let's lift the right heel back up, and then we're going to bend, again, pointing toes towards the left corner of the front mats. And then release that right knee in to come in front of your bolster. And then we're going to release the left hip all the way down to the bolster. Again, we're coming into a pigeon pose. So make sure the right knee comes out to the side. Release your forearms onto your blocks. And then your left thigh is releasing onto your bolster here. So this is really nice. You can come up too if this feels a little bit better for you. This is a little deeper stretch up on the bolster. If your arms are straight and you're pressing into your blocks. Otherwise, you can come onto your forearms. So whichever works for you. What's nice is when we're pregnant and we have these hormones released into our body kind of gets out of whack. So one thing that happens is our femur moves more forward into the hip socket. So this is nice because the bolster allows that femur just to kind of come a little bit more centered into the hip socket. So it just feels a little bit more stabilized. It feels better and a little bit stronger. We're able to engage more of all the muscles in the leg rather than feeling like we're off balance or kind of just our legs are weird. Full breath in. Exhale everything out. If you're on your forearms, you can walk your hands back up. Pull the shoulders down, shoulders back. Again, full breath in. Let's curl the back toes under. Lift that back knee up. Very carefully pull that right foot back to meet in down dog. And take a breath here. Let's inhale. Let's draw that left heel up and then point the toes forward. And then let's shift forward. Release that left foot to the front of the bolster. Release the right thigh onto the bolster. Maybe you stay here with your hands pressing into the blocks. Make sure that left knee is out to the side. Maybe you come all the way down onto your forearms on your blocks here. Take a full breath. Exhale, let the back of the neck be soft. So just letting your legs surrender here. Right now, you can press into your hands if you're up, but let your legs be soft. Let's press back up if you're on your forearms. Full breath in. Let's curl the back toes, lift the back knee, press that left foot back down to Adho Mukha. Full breath in. And then exhale, let's release the knees down. And then we're actually going to shift forward. So you can move your block out of the way or your bolster out of the way right now. You can leave your blanket and we're actually going to lay down on top of our blanket. So bring your feet in front of you. Let's move your blocks off to the side here. And then we're just going to very carefully make our way onto our blanket. We're going to roll back. We're going to be on our back for a moment. So lay on top of your blanket if that feels good for you. We won't be here for very long. Let's tuck our shoulders underneath of us and then pull our shoulder blades underneath of us and then pull our shoulders down. Let your arms just release to the sides of you. Press into the heels. Bring those heels really close to your glutes. Make sure they're about hip distance apart here. We're going to take a deep breath in and then press. Inhale, lifting up very subtly, and then we're just going to tip. So lifting, pressing the sacrum up to really open the front quads here. Deep breath in and exhale. Release back down. Let's do the same thing once again. Inhale to lift, just very lightly lifting up, and then we're just going to pull, pressing that sacrum into the body, pulling the tailbone down towards the back of the knees. And then exhale, release it back down. Again, inhale, let's press into the heels, lift, tilt that pelvis. This is a posterior tilt when we do this. We're really lifting now, pulling baby up into the body. And exhale, release it back down. Make sure you have your bolster really close to you. We're going to pull our bolster, or you can use a block as well. We're going to press into the heels, lift back up on an inhale, and then pull our bolster right underneath of us. And then exhale, release our hips right onto the bolster or block. So make sure your block is on a lower level, lower setting. Just finding some ease here. Maybe we inhale, very carefully bring the knees up, right above the hips. And then maybe you come for a full legs right up overhead. So you can straighten the legs up. And flex the feet. Staying here, breathing. Just taking all that blood flow out of the legs. We've been standing up a lot. If legs up doesn't feel right for you, you can always just open the knees up and grab onto your shins. You can have your feet still on the floor in just a modified bridge pose. Just whatever feels nice for you. When we're pregnant, we have usually a lot of swelling in our legs going on. There's just a lot of extra going on down there. So having our legs up overhead just feels really nice. It's nice when we have a wall close by too. You can do this against a wall. It just allows for all that blood, and sometimes we get a lot of water built up down there. So it's just nice to release that into our bodies and get the flow going through our body again. And then when you're ready, if your legs are up, bring them right back down to the mat. We're going to take a full breath in to lift gently, pressing into the heels to lift the bolster out to the side. Lower the hips all the way down. And inhale, bring the knees up out to the outside. So we want to avoid baby. And then we're going to lift the feet up. So we're coming into our happy baby. You can bring your hands to the outside of the feet, the outside, the inside of the knees, the outside of the feet. And then just really bend those feet. Maybe you rock side to side. Keep breathing. The shoulders right down the body. And then when you're ready, you can release the feet back onto the floor. We're going to come for our final pose, our shavasana. So if you'd like, you can come up and use your bolster, move your blankets. You can use your bolster and just place it behind you. And then just come onto your side. Left side is always preferable, just to avoid any problems internally with smashing that nerve that just creates a lot of blood supply to the baby. So sometimes you're okay, but sometimes we put a lot of pressure on there and just causes discomfort. So left side is always nice to avoid that problem. So just releasing onto your bolster, have your bicep like a little pillow bent at the elbow, just finding comfort here. You can also come up onto your bolster. So I'll show you how to do with your blocks. You can grab one block nice and tall. Make sure you have a nice sturdy bolster to do this. So one block nice and tall, one flat, creating space in between, and then just lay your bolster so it's nice and secure over top of your blocks. And then you could just release flat right on top of your bolster. You can have your feet bent in Baddha Konasana, so you can bring your feet together, have your knees open to the side. You can cross them, you can come into fallen bridge, whichever feels comfortable for you. just surrendering wherever you are, whatever position you chose. I just want you to find some comfort and allow yourself to surrender to the earth, surrender to this practice, to anything around you, outside of you, anything you've done. This is your time just to rest, to still the mind, still the body, absorb everything, and just settle. Letting the face be soft, allowing gravity to take over, flowing the breath. Just being grateful for taking this time for yourself. It's so important to allow time to really just show some self-love, and that could just be, 5 minutes breathing. It could be just shavasana where you're resting for a few minutes, but just allowing the mind to settle. Or maybe you do a little bit of asana practice. If you'd like, you can always pause the video and stay here and enjoy this beautiful stillness for longer. This is always beneficial for you, no matter what day it is, what time of day. It's always nice to take this time for stillness. Otherwise, let's bring back some movement into the hands, into the feet. Just waking everything up. If you're laying on your side, very carefully pressing into the palm to roll up. If you're on your bolster, very carefully rolling up through the palms as well. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice today, this beautiful time in your life if you're pregnant. This is an amazing chapter, an amazing journey, and it's just really heartfelt that I get to be here with you to guide you through this time. Take one more deep full breath in and exhale. Namaste.